All right, folks, we're back to revisiting 6.4 and 6.5. We're now going to reverse the process. Up to this point, you've been given functions and you had to graph them. Now we're going to look at given either graphs or the kind of the characteristics of a graph or an equation. You have to write the equation. All right, what's that going to look like? It will give you something like this, where it says write an equation of the specified function. All right, so let's look at what they could give us. All right, first they could say a sine function. All right, it's a sine function with amplitude 5, say period of 4 pi, phase shift of pi over 2, and a vertical shift of -3. Okay, so how do we deal with this? We have to write an equation. So first thing you got to remember always, guys, please, please, please remember to write y equals. All right, you got to have, if it's an equation, it's got to have an equal sign, so it's got to say y equals. Amplitude is 5. So we don't, it doesn't tell us about any reflection. We put a +5 here, and then we say sine. Now we have to figure out, is there a b value? Well, it looks like there is, right? This is going to relate to the b value. Now, how do we find b? Well, b is going to be equal to, we did before where we said the new period was equal to the old period. Let's look back at that. We said the new period was equal to the old period over b. So we can do that same switch thing we always do, where if a equals b over c, then c equals b over a. And we can say b equals old period over new period. So in this case, that would mean b is equal to the old period of sine, the normal period is 2 pi, and the new period is 4 pi. So the pi's would cancel, and it would leave us 1/2. So I would put in the bracket here 1/2, and then my theta. And then it said phase shift of pi over 2. It says it has a positive here, meaning to the right pi over 2. All right, so if it's going right pi over 2, I have to do negative pi over 2 here. And then vertical shift down 3, I do just what it says. And I'm done. I've written my equation. All right, let's do another one. Let's do a cosine with, let's see, amplitude of 2/3. Oh, that's really ugly writing. Let me try to make that a little nicer. 2/3, a period of, let's say, let's do something weird, pi over 3. Phase shift of -2 pi over 3. And a vertical shift of, let's say 20. All right, so again, where do I start? By writing an equation, y equals. Look at my amplitude, it doesn't tell me anything about a reflection. And we do 2/3. This is a cosine function, so I write cosine. I make my bracket. And my period is pi over 3, so my b value is 2 pi over pi over 3. Well, that means 2 pi over 1 times, remember we flip and multiply? So the pi's would cancel and leave me 6. So I do 6 times theta. Phase shift is left 2 pi over 3 because it's a -2 pi over 3. So I am going to say plus 2 pi over 3. And vertical shift looks like a +20. And I have my equation. All right. Let's do another one. Why not? So again, sine and let's say amplitude of 3/5, period of 4. Phase shift, let's say 2. Vertical shift is going to be 5.3. All right, so how do I write this? Y equals, always, y equals 3/5 sine, and I need my b. B is going to be equal to 2 pi over 4, which is equal to pi over 2. So I would have in here pi over 2, and my phase shift is a positive 2, so I'm going to say minus 2, and then plus 5.3. So these numbers can take any form. Now they could change things up on you. They could say, just to give you a couple unusual ones, they could say, let's say a cosine function, and they give you an amplitude of 3.6, a period of 3 pi, phase shift of negative 2 pi over 3, vertical shift of a positive 9. All right, now they could say also reflected across the x-axis. All right, so how would that change things? Y equals, it's going to be a negative now because it's got a reflection, 36 cosine, my b value is 2 pi over 3 pi. So those cancel, leaving me a 2/3. And that's theta, it's a negative 2/3 phase shift, a left 2/3. So I'm going to do a positive 2/3 here, and plus 9 for my vertical shift. All right, that's what we're doing, guys. This today is just about reversing that process. So go through, give these a shot, and we will talk about it tomorrow. So have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you then.